Jumbo fellow dreamers. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I have recently lost 15 pounds unintentionally. You guys have been so sweet with your comments and questions and everything about, oh, congratulations on the weight loss. How did you do it? Da, 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 da. And it's not like I started eating this way to lose weight. It just happened to happen that way. But first, before I get into all of that, I have an Essential Oils 101 class coming up on Facebook tomorrow, which is Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be a live Facebook video, and I will link the class link in the description bar below. So join that group and you can learn all about how I use essential oils in my everyday, every task, all the time life, and hopefully give you some ideas on how you can use them as well. So what have I been doing? I had a video a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was just a week ago, about how I needed to purchase clothes from the Goodwill to help revamp my closet because everything was starting to get too big. And I mentioned briefly that I was eating paleo, and that's when all the questions started coming in. What is paleo? How do you do it? You look great, da 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 da. So thank you all for that. I really appreciate that. So what paleo is, it's basically they call it a lifestyle. It's not really a diet, though some people have purposefully gone paleo to lose weight. I went paleo just to help improve my health. And Mr. Simple Life went paleo as well, as also modified autoimmune protocol to help his health as well. So it was just going to be an easier thing for me to eat paleo while he was eating paleo, so I could shop once and be done with it. So paleo is basically an ancestral kind of eating where you're eating whole unprocessed foods. So we don't think of big food companies. We think of them as I don't know what we think of them as. We think of the cereals and the granola bars and all the things that come in the boxes and the bags and the jars and the cans and everything as this is how you should be eating because companies are marketing to you to tell you that's the way you should be eating. It's really not the case. So there are large food corporations that have ties to larger corporations. I'm trying to be very politically correct and not mention any names, that have really transformed, in a bad way, the way that we have been eating over the last 75-ish years. Eating paleo is basically eating the way that your great grandparents would have eaten. So it's traditionally preparing foods like meats and vegetables and fruits. Grains is a gray area, especially with white rice. But basically paleo people just stay away from the inflammatory kind of foods. Grains, legumes, dairy, if that bothers you. Some people can tolerate dairy and they do fine with it. What else? Those kind of industrialized seed oils, hydrogenated oils, and pretty much anything that comes in a box, a bag, a can, anything like that. So it's just a traditional old school way of eating, getting back to your roots, using things like lard in your cooking rather than canola oil and that kind of stuff. So it's just thinking way back when to the old style of eating. So basically it's eating fruits and vegetables and meat and nuts and seeds, seafood, eggs, that kind of stuff, and staying away from grains, legumes, dairy, corn, which is a grain, gluten, of course, which comes from a grain, soy products, and basically those industrialized food-like substances. So what does a typical day look like for me? For breakfast, I will generally have a couple of eggs and a piece of bacon or half of a serving of fruit, so half of a banana or half of a nectarine or a small handful of berries. That'll be my breakfast. I normally cook my eggs in lard or coconut oil or a grass-fed ghee, which is a clarified butter. or bacon fat if I happen to be cooking bacon in the morning, and that's my breakfast. And so that will generally keep me going until lunchtime. Lunchtime, my plate looks like this. It's 3/4 vegetables. Half of it is cooked vegetables, half of it is raw vegetables. I do that from a digestion standpoint. That's why I do that. And a nutrient standpoint too. You get different types of nutrients in cooked vegetables than you do in raw vegetables. So have that combination, and then I'll have 1/4 of my plate will be some sort of a meat. So it's either like a grass-fed beef burger or some sort of wild-caught tuna or salmon, maybe with a little bit of paleo-friendly mayonnaise mixed in, one that doesn't have soybean oil in it, or like a liver loaf that has liver and lamb and something else in there, some chicken thighs, some sort of meat. So then for a snack, I will have either like a bone broth that I make in my Instant Pot, or I'll have a beef jerky, or an RX bar, which is like a LAR bar kind of, with like egg white protein in it, or I'll have like, you know, an apple or something to keep me going in the afternoon. And then for dinner, it looks a whole lot like my breakfast or my lunch, which is 3/4 vegetables, half cooked, half raw, and some sort of a meat. And that's it. And if I need a snack in the evening, I'll cook up some plantain chips. I have a recipe video for that. I'll link it below. Or, you know, I'll just have some tea or something. And that's basically what my day is. So it's not like I am depriving myself of food. I'm eating a lot of food. It's just my body is, I don't know, dropping inflammation, maybe because I'm not eating those inflammatory kind of foods like the grains and the legumes and the dairy and that kind of stuff and the sugars. I'm not really eating that stuff, and maybe that's why I'm dropping weight. I don't know, but I do know that I've kind of plateaued. My weight's been stable, and I think my body's happy at this weight, and it's just been working out well. So as far as exercise goes, my husband and I will walk in the evening after dinner. We're pretty much training for Disney. We're going to Disney in the fall, and so we like are trying to get our walking miles in. Our neighborhood's kind of hilly a little bit, so that does help from a cardiovascular standpoint. Sometimes I'll do yoga, sometimes I'll lift a weight or two, but I'm really not like going to the gym and like exercising a whole lot. I'm just moving my body in a little bit of a way in the evening, and that's about it. So that's the gist of it. I mean, I have pretty much switched from eating the standard American diet for gluten-free folks, which is like the gluten-free replacements for those gluten-containing products. I've kind of gotten rid of that, and I am now just eating whole, natural, unprocessed foods. Will I ever eat grains again? Most likely. I'm going to be trying to experiment just to see how my body does with them. I'm going to try some white rice. I'm going to be trying some white potatoes again. That's not a grain. That's a nightshade that's questionable. It's not really paleo. We've been doing a lot of sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes, but we're going to incorporate those to see how we do. And, you know, we're just letting the way we feel guide the way we eat. And right now, we feel good. Feel good eating this way. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this answered your questions on what paleo is, why I'm doing it, and hopefully it's not too overwhelming for you to also do it too. It's really not bad. I will link some Pinterest boards in the description bar below so you guys can get some recipe ideas if you're wanting to incorporate more whole natural foods into your lifestyle as well. Also, if you're interested in learning about essential oils, I'll have that link in the description bar below as well, so you can learn how I use essential oils in my everyday life, and hopefully it gives you some information and ideas on how you can use them as well. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe, so you never miss a daily Dreamland video. Kiss someone you love today, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.